I really do love children.
What the fuck? Hey, as always, it's been a while. I'm sorry, I know. I take too long to make videos that aren't worth the time. The only reason I wanted to bring this up is because I have a lot of big projects on the way, a 10-minute long compilation, and a Naruto video hopefully in a different style that's more of a documentary almost. These aren't necessarily big deals, nor do you have to care about them at all, but I am just saying that there are bigger things coming out, hopefully for this channel. Last thing, yes, your eyes do not deceive you. This is the second One Piece video back to back. I don't like to do this because I don't ever want my channel to just be one thing, but I'm a hater, and right now I feel like hating on some One Piece. So without further ado, this is my beef with One Piece, take 2. Usually One Piece is very good with its characters, especially its villains. But I just got off of Enies Lobby and I have to tell you they finally broke that pattern. The most boring and bland characters ever of One Piece just came out of this arc. Now I loved Robin's backstory and I loved seeing it even if it was literally just Naruto's. My real issue comes from CP9. By the way, that is such an unfortunate name. I am so sorry for them. There's nothing wrong with not having every single one of your villains be top tier, but these guys were the definition of lacking. It was the most boring, cut and dry, bland characters you could ever imagine. I'm not even going to talk about their character design, even though this one's a fucking giraffe.
For the last time, giraffes are awesome. I love giraffes. You won't get away next time. Giraffe cannon! Damn it! I pushed my neck in so far it made my arms and legs pop out!
What kind of messed up body have you got?
It's like when you cram dough through a little hole and it comes out as noodles. Like a pasta machine.
They had pretty cool powers. This guy had like mind over matter. It was cool stuff. But they were the definition of black and white. They had no depth to them besides the Cheetah Cheetah motherfucker. Even the Frankie family didn't really get a lot of development. And the only reason I really bring this up is because every other arc in One Piece had such phenomenal villains. The ones in this arc just had very bland devil fruits that just made them animals. They didn't really have anything cool. Even though they had the whole 5 powers things, it still didn't really help. And I think Spondum was the worst offender of this. The only thing he did in this arc was laugh. I promise you that. The only thing he did was laugh and beat up Robin. And hey, I'm all for woman abuse, don't get me wrong, but this got boring after the 30th episode. Again, I liked a lot of other parts of the arc, and I do think that it was definitely a W arc overall, but damn if it wasn't slow with characters that I just really didn't care about. But hey, let's focus on the positives, right? Let's focus on the ending where we got 2 straight episodes of Frankie running around without underwear. Yeah, I like the end of Enies Lobby for the major character development it delivered to Frankie and the Straw Hats as a whole, along with reestablishing Water 7 as a point of interest that the story will inevitably return to later. Frankie cheeks. Another problem I have with Enies Lobby as a whole is just how stupid they made the government seem. Obviously, yes, they were a superpower, and I know that they did only technically barely get away at the end of Enies Lobby, but it really didn't seem that way. It really was clear that they were just handing the government their butts, even after all of these cool-looking commanders came down. It was shaping up to be a really cool fight, but they never really seemed like they were being overwhelmed or even struggling a lot of the time. They had to say that time and time again for you to really get that point across, because it really seemed like a joke. In my opinion, it just made the government seem super weak, and that was the one thing that Enies Lobby was supposed to do, is show you how much of a villain they are. While I'm on the topic of the government, why the fuck does nobody wear their coats? This goes for every motherfucker in One Piece. I have a list going right now with every single person I've seen in One Piece that actually wears their coat and not just have it draped over their shoulders. This isn't even practical 90% of the time. They're fighting and they're just wearing this shit like capes. It's insane. Like, look at this shit. They have the power of the fucking sun and it's just chilling back there. Now I get you can't just kill the main cast of a show, and I never really expected any of them to die because obviously, you know, it's One Piece, the show goes on for another like 800 episodes. Obviously I know nobody in the main crew is gonna die, but it's not a bad thing to kill side characters. If anything, that makes it better. Everybody in One Piece fucking survives, and I mean everybody. Even people that they clearly said were dead were chilling. The only exception being this giant guy who got frozen. But even then, if he came back, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Everybody is alive. Sodom and Gomorrah, these giant fucking seahorses died. There was a funeral thing for them. And they're just chilling later on. None of CP9 died. They all just got knocked the fuck out. Spondum survived, even though he had his back fucking broken and they had a 3D x-ray of him dying. He's chilling. At least in Naruto, when they died, they might not have stayed dead, but they died. Everybody in this show is just fucking getting back up like it doesn't matter. The Mary's sinking was pretty sad, and don't get me wrong, I was emotional for it, and all it did was help reinforce Usopp's character. Other than that, I really couldn't give a fuck. I cared more about the ship from Flushed Away getting sunk than the Mary.